Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Time. On this channel you will learn a lot of news from the world of boxing. So here we go. Manny Pacquiao may return to active boxing at age 45, as he's reportedly in advanced talks to face Conor Benn in a Saudi Arabia fight. The two were seen together today at the Joshua vs. Ngannou weigh-in event and did a face-off for cameras. Mike Coppinger of ESPN reports the pair met with Saudi officials for a 147-pound fight. Pacquiao, August 2nd, 62, 39 KO, is an all-time great fighter, obviously, but he is also 45 years old, and no matter what any promoter tells you, he is not unquestionably still a great fighter. He was last seen in a sanctioned bout in August 2021, losing to Yordenis Ugas, and that's his only fight since 2019, a full 5 years. The 27-year-old Benn, 23-0, 14 KO, has been out of the in-ring spotlight for nearly 2 years himself, following a massive drug testing scandal in late 2022 that scrapped a planned fight with Chris Eubank Jr. and has resulted in major problems with Benn regaining a boxing license in the United Kingdom, his home country. Benn has fought a pair of lower-level fights in the United States last September and just a month ago, and Matchroom have stuck by their man and searched hard for a way to get him a money fight. Pacquiao has looked for a road back into active boxing himself for a while, doing exhibitions and keeping his name out there. The Benn idea is the first that has seemed close to coming to fruition, and you'd be smart to bet on it happening. It ticks every box for today's big event boxing landscape, particularly in having no use for tending to the future of a sport that is increasingly reliant on extremely short-term grifts and a source of money that could be pulled from this world on a whim at any moment. Queensberry Promotions is ready to throw the unbeaten #1 WBO Hamza Sheeraz in the deep end, matching him against IBF WBO middleweight champion Janc Alimkhanuly next. If the move pays off, Sheeraz will take over as the king of the 160 pounds division, potentially opening the doors for lucrative fights against Tim Tszyu, Terence Crawford, and perhaps even Canelo Alvarez. On the flip side, if Sheeraz is blown out of the water by Janc and exposed, boxing fans will view him as just another example of a hype job who was carefully maneuvered to make him look better than he is. It's a big step up in class for the 24-year-old Sheeraz, 19-0, 15 KOs, to go from fighting domestic-level opposition to taking on what many boxing fans view as the king of the 160 pounds division, Janc, 15-0, 10 KOs. Sheeraz has the punching power and size to win this fight against Janc. Looking at Sheeraz, he more resembles a super middleweight than a 160 pounds fighter, and his huge size for the division benefits him immensely. If Sheeraz was forced to swim with the sharks in the 168 pounds class, he might come undone against talents like David Benavidez, David Morrell Jr., and Canelo Alvarez. It makes sense for Sheeraz to be moved fast because he's dominating his opposition too easily with the hors d'oeuvres his promoters have been feeding him. Still, more importantly, he needs to act quickly if he's to have a chance of catching Canelo before he hangs up his gloves. If Sheeraz can defeat IBF WBO middleweight champion Janc, the victory would validate him as the best at 160 and potentially catapult him into a massive money spinner against Canelo in a year or two if things play out well. Sheeraz can't afford to take his time if he wants to make the most amount of money in his career, and it's not like he's gaining anything by continuing to feed off the lower-level opposition that his promoters have been putting him in with. Queensberry might as well make this move, as the 6'3" Sheeraz has been in the pro ranks almost as long as the 30-year-old Janc and has been more active, albeit against weaker opposition. As an example, Sheeraz is coming off a first-round knockout win over Liam Williams, who had lost 2 out of his previous 4 fights coming into his clash with him. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.
I have a very good lead coach in Anton, one of the head Olympic coaches for Russia. We have some Russian killers coming, Soviet ex-Soviet killers coming to put me through my paces, to give me that proper work.
Styles make fights, and George Kambosos Jr. says he is most familiar with upcoming opponent Vasily Lomachenko's fighting style, Loma's Russian kind of style. Lomachenko is actually Ukrainian, but whatever. Kambosos, who will face the talented southpaw on May 12th in Australia for the vacant IBF lightweight title, told TCB Network that he has enough knowledge of the European style of boxing that Lomachenko comes from to be able to beat him. Kambosos, beaten only by common opponent Devin Haney, has the big advantage of fighting at home, but Lomachenko, who looked almost back to his brilliant best in his close, controversial decision loss to the Dream, is the favorite to win in May. But Kambosos, who recently said he feels a win over Loma would see him into the Hall of Fame, is sure he has enough to send Lomachenko home from Australia with another loss on his record.
Come up under that Russian kind of style. I know that style very well. I had my first 10 years in the sport, day in, day out with that style. And I went to the US and I had to do what I had to do and pick up more artillery. But now to have that plus more is refreshing and excellent.
In truth, Lomachenko has a style all his own, and his matrix has proven to be a tough puzzle to crack, with only 3 men having done it: Orlando Salido, way back in what was Loma's second pro fight, and Teofimo Lopez and Haney, who also picked up close, controversial decisions over Loma. And while Loma is getting on in years, at 36, we can only judge him by his last fight, and against Haney, Loma looked great. Kambosos, meanwhile, struggled against Maxie Hughes in his last fight, and Kambosos looked lucky to get the majority decision win. It should be a good fight in May, and we all know how tough and determined, how mentally and physically strong the younger Kambosos is. But Lomachenko's boxing IQ seems to be on a different level here. Unless Kambosos' physicality and youth can see him turn the fight his way, it seems Loma will outbox his man and reclaim a piece of the lightweight crown. A distance fight looks like a pretty strong bet here, and some fans may wonder if the officials could be swayed in Kambosos' favor. Especially the 3 judges. Lomachenko could be excused for thinking he was robbed 3 times. After all, he has never really been beaten in a professional fight. If it is close on May 12th, could Kambosos be the recipient of a gift decision? We hope not. There is and has been too much home cooking in boxing, and it never leaves a pleasant taste in the mouth. Good, honest sportsmanship is what we want to see on May 12th from all concerned. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.